"Your brother has come," he replied, "and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound." The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, "Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him." "My son," the father said, "you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." Amen. And I was just going to sit down.
You still can.
Do you want the song?
Oh. 2 weeks ago, I was asked, and was honored to be asked, to recite at a funeral. And it was Art Sargent's first cousin. I wish I had got to know him. Anyways, it was a nice gathering on top of York Settlement. The sun was shining, wind was blowing, and the flies were buzzing. But before I go on, and there's a poem I want to read that I read then, but I want to read it now because it's kind of fitting. But first of all, I want to thank Gina for making cookies for all us fathers who have children near and far. Mine are a long ways away as gratitude. Anyway, so the name of this poem is, it's hard to say, but I only have to say it once, I think, so try to get it right. Desert Rabbit. Go placidly among the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence, as far as possible, without surrender. Be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all parody and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. Do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams. It is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. And I hope you all do that. I do that every day, all the time. I love serving people. I like helping people. So this poem is fitting for Father's Day, and thank you.
My father, my teacher. One of my favorite biographies is of G.K. Chesterton. Chesterton's early childhood play revolved around a cardboard castle with cardboard figures. And his favorite cardboard figure in this imaginary world was one that held a golden key. He said something like this: I always thought that the cardboard figure with the golden key was my father, because he was always unlocking for me mysteries and wonders. We are constantly teaching, and it has an influence on our children and our children's children. So you say then, what can we teach? I didn't have children, but I remember when I was in my first church in Caledonia, lots of people had children there. But one day this family was visiting me, and their 8-year-old said, "What's that?" And he pointed to this little gadget in my car. And I said, "Well, that's a radar detector." Well, he said, "Why do you have that?" And I said, "So the police don't catch me speeding." But he said, "Speeding is wrong. So why do you have it?" I had never thought about it in quite that way. It's only wrong if you get caught. But I hadn't thought about it that way until this kid said this, and lo and behold, I had to take it out of my car. Regardless of what we do, we tend to teach others. And bellyaching from the pulpit was not sitting well with this child if I was speeding and trying not to get caught. It's funny, they teach us too. What can we teach that is enduring, that makes a difference, that stands the test of time? Well, we'll find no better curriculum than the one that is found here in Deuteronomy chapter 6 and the other two passages that I read. We give a lot of lip service in this country to the Judeo-Christian heritage. But we had better give more than lip service, for it is the basis of our entire society and every institution in it. At the heart of that tradition is Deuteronomy chapter 6. The Song of Moses address to the Jewish people is, "Now if you go into the promised land You must teach your children and your children's children. According to Deuteronomy chapter 6, there are 3 things that we must teach our sons and daughters. The first is that we teach about God. Second, we teach about grace. And third, we teach about guts. Yep, I say guts. Now, if you'd had your grandchildren here today, you might have to take them home and teach them a little bit about that. You might have to set them straight and tell them that the preacher should have chosen another word. But nonetheless, it will probably stay in your mind. Guts, grace, and God. The passage begins by saying that we are to love the Lord our God with all our heart and soul and strength. Shema, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. It is saying, listen. This is all that will make a difference when your children come to you and are worried about death, destruction, disease, and other enigmas. At those moments, easy answers and pat responses do not suffice. Have you taught them that there is a God beyond yourself? One of the greatest pitfalls we fall into as parents is the preening and posturing that suggests we've done it on our own and that there is no one beyond us. I'm a self-made man. I got here all on my own. Have you ever heard that? Well, most of us have. When we point beyond ourselves, we have given our children a greater gift than anything formed by a loom or a lathe. We either teach that we are at the center of the universe, or there is one who has called us into being and will be with us each step of the journey. Douglas MacArthur said that he was probably best known as a soldier, but it was not his most important work. His most important work was as a father, because as a soldier he dealt in destruction, but as a father he dealt in building up. And the most important time he ever spent as a father was when his son would kneel with him to pray daily, "Our Father, which art in heaven." The most important thing as mothers, fathers, grandparents, aunts and uncles and neighbors that we ever teach our children is that God is. God is. And God is to be worshipped, enjoyed, and served forever. The second truth that we have to teach is grace. Did you notice that in this passage from the 6th chapter of Deuteronomy, Moses says to the people, "You will go into a land that I will give you. I will give you. You will then come into houses that you did not build. You will drink out of cisterns or wells that you did not dig out of the ground. You will indeed enjoy vineyards that you did not plant. The most important thing we can give our children is a sense of grace. I didn't earn it, I didn't possess it, and I didn't build it by myself. The very fabric of the universe is a gift. God has given us health, opportunity, and salvation in and through Jesus Christ. What we are called to do is respond. For the only response to grace is gratitude. The lives that are strong and enduring beyond time are those that have learned that grace begets gratitude. And gratitude is a way of living that cannot fail. One of our fathers in the faith, Elton Trueblood, has said that we come to a new understanding of living when we begin to plant trees under whose shade we will not sit. It is gratitude for God having given us so much that impels us to plant trees that we will never sit under. I think we have gotten ourselves into such an ecological mess. When we sang that hymn back there, that's all I could think of. You know, was it 123? Here's Lord Jesus. You know, the earth and all the seas and all the stuff that's in them, and the condition of them now. And whose fault is it? Ours. We have not taken the biblical injunction seriously to be the caretakers of the earth.